Hello guys, so in this video without wasting your time, I will quickly discuss about the 1.5 days strategy for law exam. And a quick tip, if you haven't watched my accounts video yet, then you should definitely watch that video, because in that video I've covered in detail like what was my mindset while planning for 1.5 days before exams. And in this video I'm not going to cover that detail again. So this video is going to be specifically for law. So if you haven't watched that accounts video, then you should definitely watch that first. Just to give an overview, I targeted or I plan to at least revise the whole subject 2 times in the 1.5 days that we get. Not a thorough revision, but just a quick revision. So I will tell you how I planned that. And if you can see that we had around 20 hours before the exams. Just before the exams we had 20 hours to revise the subject. You can say that after accounts exam we have around from 6 p.m. to 10 to 11, so 4 to 5 hours there. And in a day I don't study more than 12 hours, so we can say that 12 hours from the day from where we have a preparatory leave. And in the next day, on the day that we have exams on, is from 6 a.m. to maybe around to 12 p.m. and maybe some snacks in between there. So you can say that 5 to 6 are there. So in all we have around 20 hours to actually revise the whole subject and 2 times. So let's start. First and I would also like to tell you that if you haven't watched my answer copy video yet on the, like, I had also already reviewed my answer sheet, like how I had presented my law answers, that would definitely benefit you, and how I had scored 80 out of 100 marks in law. So presentation is also a big matter in law subject, as you all know, since you have faced the presentation issue in foundation as well. So let's start with the 1.5 day strategy for law exam. So first of all, we are there after giving accounts paper, whether it was amazing, whether it was boring, whether it was not up to the mark, let's forget that and start our preparations. So what I think, that after giving accounts exam we must be some pressurized, or we must have some like boredom, or like we won't be able to study much. So what I thought, that I should keep small easy subjects first, like just after the exams I should keep some small and easy subject, so that I don't feel much pressure or much boredom after giving the exams. So I had put here chapter number 3, 5, 6, 8 and then 2 in this sequence only. I will repeat: chapter number 3, 5, 6, 8, 2. Now what you have to do is, like what I did is, I haven't made any notes, and even law I didn't make any notes in any subject. So I actually read all the chapters from the ICI module. Yes, I did it. If you have notes, then it's the best that you can have. You just have to do these chapters from the notes, and particularly concentrating on the data they contain. Data in the sense, I hope you mean that the 30 days before you can do this, or maybe the percentage wise data, or maybe the thresholds that this lag, this turnover, this paid up share capital, this all is data. So you have to particularly concentrate on data and revise from notes. Chapter number 3, 5, 6, 8, 2 till night of the day on which you gave your accounts exam, from 6 to 10 or 11 p.m. whatever is your time. So and if you have marked some module questions, like ICI module there are some questions, so examples and the back exercise. If you have marked previously any questions which you didn't understand, so you can do those questions only. And if you haven't marked, then you can just get an overview of all the ICI questions of these chapters, not all the chapters, these chapters. Now coming to the another day, you can see that chapter number 7 is the biggest chapter in the ICI module, and then comes the chapter number 10. Though chapter number 10 is quite easy for us because it's quite a bit covered in audit 2, but chapter number 7, I guess many students leave chapter number 7, and if you haven't planned to leave chapter number 7, then you obviously should revise this chapter at the beginning of your second day, means at in the morning, if you are a morning hawk, like if you can study in the morning. So you should start with, like what I planned is chapter number 7, then chapter number 10, then 9, then small chapter 1 and then 4. These 5 chapters I will cover till afternoon. Now one point I will try to make here is that don't make your plan too specific. Like don't plan like I will complete this chapter in 1.5 hours, in 2.5 hours, or I will complete this topic in this minute, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I think you should not plan like that, because that will create much pressure on your brain and mind. And if you aren't able to achieve your target during exam time, then the pressure and the self-confidence that you will lose at that point of time will obviously gonna kill you, like kill your marks at least. So what I would suggest you is to plan vaguely. Like you shouldn't like here I have planned like I will complete this 5 chapters till afternoon. Now here the afternoon doesn't mean any time, like I haven't specified any time. What does afternoon mean? Maybe it may be 12 p.m, 1 p.m, 2 p.m, 3 p.m, god knows, but I have to complete this till afternoon, whatever we can call afternoon as. So this was all the chapters that now here our corporate law part is completed. Like module 1, you can see that I have completed module 1 till afternoon of the preparatory leave day. So again I am repeating, I have done this from the module itself, like I read full module. But if you have notes, then it's your guard. You have an edge. You can definitely read all your notes thoroughly with full concentration. From here, now we are going on to module 2. Module 2 is quite boring, not a boring subject, not a boring module, but it's quite lengthy. You can say the first 2 chapters especially are quite lengthy. So what you have to do is you have to start reading module 2, and I would suggest if you have notes for chapter number 1 and 2, then it's okay. If you don't have notes, then you will obviously read from the ICA module, but start focusing on the conclusions, like whether this will be done or not. Like module 2 is not of a, it's more of a conclusion. How you conclude, what is your conclusion, especially the chapter 1 and 2 I'm talking about. What is your conclusion, and not of the language. Like it's okay if you don't write a language to the point, but if your conclusion is right, then you will get at least 2 or 3 marks out of 4. So you should start focusing on the conclusion in module in chapter 1 and 2. And for chapter 3 and 4, the language is the key. You have to, I mean, say you can learn the language, or you have to read it 3 to 4 times to actually feed it in your mind, if you have done it before, because now you cannot do anything. So this is like I will start module 2 from the afternoon and complete it till the night. You can say that 8 to 9 p.m. And then after that I have my last minute revision notes. What I call as last minute revision notes is I have made thresholds. Like you can see that there are different thresholds for different provisions, like when it will be a small company, what amount of paid up share capital, what amount of turnover, what amount of net worth, when it will be, when an OPC can convert to company, maybe when the audit committee is to be formed. Like these are the different thresholds. I have made notes for this threshold, as well as the form numbers, MGT1, MGT2, CHG1, CHG2, all the form numbers I have made the note, like which form is for which purpose. And for penalties, I have made the notes, like what all are the important penalties, so that I can compare. And you can see that more some penalties are same, so I can remember, like common, so I can remember it easily. I have made notes for, you can see chapter number 7, that less than 1/10 of the member can do this, more than 1/10 of the member can do this, less than. So I have made notes all of that. And I have my notes here. Like I was quite hesitant to share with you my notes, because it's in a very bad handwriting, but for all your good, but I am sharing my notes. Like here I have my notes, like this is a very drastic handwriting, but I had written it with pencil, but if I scan it, then the pencils is not visible. So I have written for you, all of you guys, I have written it with pen, the overwriting with the pen. So I will you can see that I have here written the thresholds. Don't go with handwriting, it's terrible. So I have here written the penalties which are important. So I will share this note with you guys, but I am not sharing in this video. I am going to make a particular video for this notes, because I don't want to waste the time of anyone else who have already made their notes. So I will definitely share these notes, and I will tell you what I have written in this, and how you have to how these notes can help you for last minute revision. So where we were that at the night around 8 to 9 p.m. when I have completed my module 2, then I will switch to this last minute revision notes. I will just make a quick glance of these notes so that I can remember at least this data easily, because this data is approximately 50% of the total data that we have in ICI module. I think it's more than that. So that's all for the preparatory day. Now we have the day of exam. On the day of exams, I have started with module 2 and chapter 3 and 4, because those chapter 3 and 4 are the as I already said, it's language is the key. So you have to write the language as it is in the ICI module. So I first morning is the best time to study. So first of all, I would read each and every line of 3rd and 4th chapter of module 2. Not each and every line probably, but the more important topics which I have marked and which I have learned. Then we will move to module 1. Now if you have notes, then you are good to go. You can study from the notes, not whole notes, because you don't have much time on the day of the exam. What you have to see is the main thing is definition of anything. Like in the chapter 1 there are obviously all the definitions, but some are important. Maybe some small company, what is small company, the net worth definition, if it's there, I don't remember. So the definitions are more important. You should read all the definitions that are there in the module, plus the data. You should revise, you should concentrate on the data, particularly on the day of the exam, because if you concentrate on the day of the exam, then you will definitely remember in your exams. And anything else which you have marked, if you think that's important, so you can do that module 1. And from module 2 you have just to oversee in the sense, you just have to check the headings of the chapter 1 and 2, like what the heading has to say, because if you see the heading and if you remember the content, then it's more than enough. Just you have to check the heading. Then you have to switch to last minute revision notes. Again, for the second time you have to see this last minute revision notes, which I'm going to share with you in another video. So wait for that, watch for that also. And if you have time as of now, like if you have any time after doing all this, then you can read section numbers. Like what section number is this? If you have learned section numbers previously, like some section numbers, without mugging up or without learning, you can obviously tell them like what the section was. So if you have any sections there of that kind, then you can obviously try learning those section numbers, and that's all. That you are good to go to your exams. And you can see that we have almost done 2-time revision of the law syllabus, which is quite vast, I can say that. So this was how I planned my law subject. And just to remind you that I'm going to share with you my notes maybe 3 to 4 days after this video is published. So please watch out for that. And if you haven't watched my answer copy video, then you should definitely watch it, so that you can improve your presentation, and you can also see that where the marks have been cut. So this was all for this video. I hope you liked it. And my motivation line, बस इतना सा पढ़ना, इसी में से आएगा. बस दुआ में याद रखना. Bye. Thank you.